In the heart of Uganda, in a quiet village named Buwama, lived a young woman whose beauty was so legendary it was said to catch the light itself. Her name was Sanyu Nakato, the only child of a poor village carpenter and a market vegetable seller. Her parents, Mr. Sekataleko and Mama Sanyu, sacrificed everything they had, their small piece of land, their savings, enduring the mockery of neighbors just to send their beautiful daughter to Makerere University. Our daughter, they believed, will change our story. Sanyu, with her smooth, fair skin, large, expressive eyes, and graceful figure, promised them she would make them proud. But sometimes a blessing can become a curse. At university, Sanyu's beauty became her currency. Men whispered as she passed, and eyes followed her everywhere. Soon the simple life she knew was not enough. An admirer rented her a fine apartment. Another bought her a new smartphone. She began to live like a queen, forgetting the promises she made to her parents back in the village. It was during this time she met Chief Ssewankambo, a wealthy but simple man from Mpegi. He was tall, broad-shouldered, with a loud, hearty laugh, and always dressed in a neat wrapper and slippers. He wasn't Sanyu's type. She saw him as local, uneducated, but he had money, and he adored her. To him, Sanyu was the most beautiful woman alive, and he bought her everything her heart desired: a car, gold, expensive clothes. Sanyu laughed with her friends. "I'm just eating his money. I can never marry him." But fate had other plans. One morning, Sanyu discovered she was pregnant. Her world shattered. But when she tearfully told the chief, he shouted with pure joy, "God has answered my prayer," he boomed. "You will be the mother of my child." Her parents were devastated, but with a baby on the way, they had no choice. Chief Ssewankambo married Sanyu, built her a beautiful house, and moved her in. To the world, Sanyu was living a dream. She had a house, a car, a house help, and a husband who worshipped the ground she walked on. But inside, Sanyu was miserable. She was irritated by the chief's loud laugh, annoyed by his simple dressing, and embarrassed by his broken English. When her university friends called to brag about their flashy city lives, Sanyu's heart burned with envy. She would sit in front of her mirror and whisper, "I am wasting my beautiful life here with this local man." The coldness grew. One night, as her husband slept soundly beside her, Sanyu lay awake, staring at the ceiling, thinking of the life she left behind. Every snore felt like an insult. She stopped cooking for him, stopped smiling at him, and stopped speaking to him kindly. The chief noticed. "Sanyu, my baby," he said quietly, "one evening, you were not happy with me anymore. What did I do wrong?" She looked at him with ice in her eyes. "You did nothing wrong, Chief. I'm just tired of this kind of life." One afternoon, while their little daughter, Nimbi, played outside, Sanyu packed her bags. She folded her fine dresses, her jewelry, and her expensive shoes into 2 large boxes. She left a short note on the bed. "Chief, I can't do this anymore. Please, take care of Nambi." Then she walked out the door and never looked back. Freedom. That's what Sanyu told herself she had found. She moved back to the city, rented a flat, and dived back into the fast life. Her friends welcomed her back with open arms. "Sanyu, baby, you have escaped that local man," they joked. And Sanyu laughed proudly. "I have suffered enough. I'm back to living my life." She started dating again young, flashy men with fine cars and designer clothes. But none of them stayed. They used her and disappeared. Soon, the money ran out. The rent was due. The friends who called her daily were suddenly too busy to help. Her beautiful skin began to fade. The woman who once glowed was now tired and lost. One evening, walking by the roadside, she saw a young couple holding hands, laughing. Tears filled her eyes as she thought of the chief and her daughter, Nambi. That night she broke down, crying like a child. "I was a fool," she whispered. "I threw away the only person who truly loved me." After weeks of hunger and regret, Sanyu made a decision. She would go back. When she arrived at the chief's compound, she stood at the gate, her heart pounding with fear and shame. She looked nothing like the woman who had left. Her gown was faded, her slippers were worn. Finally, she gathered the courage to knock. The gate opened, and there he was. Chief Ssewankambo. He looked stronger, healthier, and a quiet peace was written all over his face. In that moment, Sanyu fell to her knees, tears streaming down her face. "Chief, please forgive me," she cried. "I was blind. I want to come home." But just then, another woman stepped out from behind him, slim and elegant, carrying Nambi on her hip. "Mama," Nambi shouted, running into Sanyu's arms. Sanyu broke down completely, hugging her daughter, sobbing, "My baby, Mama is so sorry." The chief's eyes were moist, but he cleared his throat. "Sanyu," he said softly, "I begged you to stay. You left when I needed you most. You left our daughter without a word. I have forgiven you, but I cannot take you back." Sanyu looked up, confused and trembling. "Chief, please, I have changed. I will serve you." The chief looked away. "I have a wife now," he said. "She stood by me when everyone laughed. She helped me build my life back." He then told his new wife to bring Sanyu some food and money because she was still Nambi's mother. As the gate closed, Sanyu stood outside, clutching a small envelope. Watching her daughter run playfully back into the compound, holding the chief's hand. With tears streaming down her face, she whispered, "I lost everything because of pride. My sister, my brother, this story teaches us a powerful lesson. Never look down on someone because they don't fit your idea of perfection. True love doesn't always come in fancy clothes or with big grammar." Sanyu had everything: beauty, love, and comfort, but her pride blinded her to the truth. She chased a life that sparkled on the outside but was empty on the inside, and in doing so she lost more than just money. She lost her peace, her family, and her destiny. How many times have we chased shine over substance? How many times have we looked down on a good person? Let this be a reminder that peace is greater than pride, and gratitude is the key to true happiness. What lesson from this story hit you the hardest? Let me know in the comments below. Please, share this with someone who needs to hear it. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more stories that carry the wisdom of our elders from the villages to the cities. Stay blessed.